Bones shaking and rattling on the keys he plays with in his hands. My heart stops and drops to the sick beat he makes. He jingles and is entertained while I'm only driven insane by the sound of death in my head. My daddy told me we were going to the candy store we barely got to go see. We barely had enough to eat, and I thought he was treating his little princess to the biggest ice cream cone I'd ever had. "Wait right here, I'll be right back," he said. If I think about it now, that's the first time I ever heard death because Daddy never came back. Instead, a guy dressed in all black pushed me into the back seat of his car. We drove so far, away we went, he in complete silence as my cries and screams seemed to fall on deaf ears after hours. I quieted. And we drove up to my first death cell as the man looked at me and smiled and finally said, "Welcome to hell." I soon found out what this hell he spoke of was: my nails being eaten down to the quick, my stomach turning over in fear every time I heard his steps, my chest burning from complete anxiety, wanting to die but wanting to live, absolute captivity. The faces of so many like me, sold on street corners by their never-came-back daddies. Whore was our new title. Although we knew not the weight of the word, our world was turned and we were hidden from the sun. Run! I just wanted to run, but clawing at the walls just destroyed my fingers, and even if I got out, I didn't even know where I was, and then... "My name is Marissa. Don't call me a whore." She said it from across the room at the man that tried to take her from us. A surge of hope ran through my body like adrenaline. My cold skin jumped up at the sound of hope I thought it had forgotten. I heard death a third time that night, as they beat her in the room next door and broke her until she could say or think no more except for, "I am a fucking whore." I saw death that night. As I looked into her eyes, like whining puppies, cries arose from some of the girls, and others just stared as you could see something good inside them breaking and leaving forever. After we were all broken, and any sound of hope made your skin crawl and your stomach tighten, after hope and death were indistinguishable in my head, I was drugged and dragged to another place instead. A big V on my forehead. I was different to them and special in a sickening sense. I like to think that V stood for valuable, but you know what it meant. I was forced to watch it before it was done to me, and death came into me. Now death is my only companion. He has a weird grin and some hair on his chest. Death jingles in my pimp's keys and smells like alcohol in his breath. I want to go with him sometimes, you see, but he himself doesn't let me because death has a vicious way of keeping me alive. I might be breathing, but I do not exist. See, nothingness has swallowed me, looked me in the eye. Invisibility has followed me and forced me to ask myself, well, who then am I? I am the girl with no name and no face, the woman outside your warm car on the corner in New York, or the one in the cute pink dress in the sales window in Berlin. I am the 7-year-old Cambodian girl sold by her mom. I long to be free from death, hell, sin. I am Jessica, Tanya, Helena, Ruby. I am all around you screaming out, "Do you see me?" I saw death again the other day, in the eyes of a noble man who hung on a tree as he confronted face to face what for years had terrified me. He knew what it was like to be beaten, broken, and sold. As his father looked away and he bore the sins of the world, he knew death. And he told him to go to hell and get away because he defeated it by living it and making a way for me to be free. A trafficked victim no more. He looked at me and saw no whore but a daughter who was worth it. And not even death could stop him from coming back for me, you see. He came to that candy store corner and he picked me up, my daddy who knew me before I was even born. I had been waiting for him all of this time. His love beat death so that I could finally know life.